My SNP colleagues and I walked out of Parliament today because we're sick of Scotland being ignored. Today's walkout from Prime Minister's questions by me and my SNP colleagues was an act of defiance, a protest motivated by despair that Scotland's voice was being silenced at a time when we are at risk of significant fallout from Brexit and a deceitful grab of our devolved powers. Just 19 minutes were allocated for debate at Westminster on issues related to devolution during the EU withdrawal bill debate last night, 19 minutes during which not one Scottish MP was given the opportunity to speak. The entire time was hogged by Cabinet Office Minister David Lidington. The facts of the matter are straightforward. Ian Blackford MP used a standing order to call for the House of Commons to sit in private and call a division, following the Prime Minister's failure to bring forward emergency legislation on the EU withdrawal bill. He used the parliamentary procedure to ensure the will of the Scottish Parliament is respected and that Brexit legislation pauses until the Scottish Parliament's motion is considered as the UK leaves the European Union. His actions today were as a direct result of the democratic outrage in the House of Commons last night, as the Tories' power grab on devolved administrations was not debated in the chamber, and Labour abstained on a devolution amendment in a shocking dereliction of duty. We all recall the Prime Minister giving her commitment that she would treat Scotland as part of a union of equals. Yet last night she pressed ahead with the power grab in direct opposition to our elected Parliament. Theresa May's empty promises to respect devolution have, unsurprisingly, been broken. She has completely ignored Scotland. Let's not forget that the refusal for legislative consent was by not just the SNP and the Scottish Parliament but the Lib Dems, Labour and the Green Party. Opposition to the withdrawal bill is cross-party. It's important to note that the damage of this government's reckless approach to Brexit is not just going to damage Scotland, but the whole of the UK. That behaviour is endemic in the Tory party. Look at this morning's interview with Scottish Secretary David Mundell, who was repeatedly asked why there was next to no time given for debate of issues related to devolution. He made the bizarre and telling claim that even if we'd had 100 hours of debate, the situation wouldn't have changed, proving the UK government's contempt for Scottish devolution and desire to roll back the powers of the devolved Parliament. Today's actions were not taken lightly. Hull Richard Branson is launching Britain's first Sharia airline on his A-level results day 2018. And what time do results come out? Passenger says she was unfairly kicked off plane after swearing at flight attendant. We walked out of PMQs because Scotland's voice is being ignored. Scottish democracy is being disrespected. The Brexit legislation is incredibly damaging to Scotland. It leaves Holyrood exposed to having powers taken without consent in areas including trade deals, environmental standards and food safety, all issues of key concern to the Scottish Parliament and all of which impact detrimentally on Scotland's economy. We're talking a loss of up to 80,000 jobs and cuts to wages of £2,000 a year, according to economists. When we came to Westminster first in 2015 and then again last year, we promised that Scotland's voice would not be silenced. We cannot, and will not, allow this government to ride roughshod over us. Quite frankly, the UK Parliament has become farcical. This cannot continue. Scotland cannot continue to be disrespected in this way by Westminster. More, Theresa May regrets her response to Grenfell Tower. We regret it took a year to show our community respect and humanity more. I was homeless at 15. I know the government could stop this from happening to anyone else more. There's a reason refugees like me risk everything to reach Europe. Rejecting those on the Aquarius is not humane.